Hello everyone, this is Habil Alam and the topic for my third KPR is high efficiency solution processed perovskite solar cells with millimeter scale grains. This paper was written by multiple researchers located across US, but some of the prominent ones include Muhammad Ashraf Alam and Aditya D. Mohit from Rice University. The outline of my presentation is that I will start with about and then what happens in that paper and paper contributions, examples, applications, limitation, state of the art, and finally I will conclude the presentation. So this paper was published in Science Journal in 2015. It is a collaborative research effort among researchers located at Mohit Research Group at Rice University, Alam Seed Group located at Purdue University, and scientists at Los Alamos National Laboratory. So this paper has been cited more than 2,500 plus times till date. This demonstrated a novel fabrication technique for growing perovskite, which resulted in planar solar cells with efficiency of around 18%. So background, so meeting the global energy demands through renewable energy is a challenging task. Photovoltaic is becoming a promising candidate, but the cost of renewable-based electricity generation is quite higher as compared to fossil fuel-based energy, because most of the energy is generated from PV is based on silicon. So the solution is that either we can explore new materials like perovskite, which are cheap to fabricate and process, or we can explore new fabrication techniques for silicon, which are cheaper, so that the electricity generated through silicon is cheaper. So in this paper, a solution-based hot casting technique for growth of multimeter scale crystalline grains for fabrication perovskites were demonstrated. So in this technique, a lead iodide and methylamine hydrochloride hot mixture casting solution was casted on a substrate which was maintained at a high temperature of 180 degrees centigrade. It was then spin coated as shown in the figure on the right to achieve a uniform film, as you can see on the figures on the right. So if we achieve perovskite through, if we obtain perovskite through conventional methods, we achieve a small grain size of 1 to 2 micrometer. But by using this hot casting technique, perovskites were of large grain size, they were uniform and pinhole free. As you can see on the figure on the right, that by increase in temperature, with the hot casting technique, average grain size increases. So with increase in grain size in this paper, the increase of grain size from 1 to 180 millimeter, there was increase in short circuit current density, open circuit voltage, and fill factor, which was translated to increase in efficiency from 1 to 18%, as shown in the figures on the right. So the contributions of this paper were that hysteresis-free solar cells with little cell-to-cell variability based on perovskites were achieved. The simulations were also performed at Purdue University uh, at Alam Seed Group, and they were consistent with the fabrication. The advantages of this solar cell were the advantage of this material was that solar cells achieved were stable and less recombination was happening in the bulk, and it was a cheap process. So applications or examples of inorganic perovskites include the catalysis, fuel cells, electrochemical sensors. It is expected that perovskite will replace silicon as main material for PV, so it can be used for electricity generation. Thin film perovskites can be used for mounting on windows or doors, transparent doors, so as it won't affect the light incoming into the building, so it can be used for that purpose. It has multiple applications in food, energy, water, and access, including agrivoltaics, aquaponics, and floating PV. I would like to talk about agrivoltaics a little bit because it is my research field. So in agrivoltaic, we combine food and we combine crops or agriculture along with PVs on the same land in order to co-generate electricity and crops or food from the same land. So the limitation, there are multiple limitations. One of the biggest one including stability of perovskite and relative high humidity. The solution for this limitation is mixed halide perovskite structures. There is a short lifetime of perovskite-based solar cell, which is one of the biggest hindrance in commercialization of this material. There is high recombination in bulk. If you look at the state-of-the-art technology, the latest perovskite solar cells include tandem and heterojunction configurations in order to address those limitations. The efficiency is now greater than 25%. The carrier lifetime is increased. There is less recombination in the bulk. We have achieved transparent solar cells and foldable solar cells, as you can see on the figures on the right-hand side. But there is one more thing worth mentioning, that even though the efficiency, higher efficiency and increased lifetime is achieved, but still the lifetime of perovskite-based solar cell is around 1,000 to 1,200 hours, which has been reported, which is much less than silicon. The silicon-based solar cell, which has a lifetime of around 25 years. So in order to perovskite to dominate this industry, it has to be, the lifetime has to increase and stability issues has to be resolved. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude by saying that a new technique for fabrication of perovskite was illustrated. It was a cheap, efficient, and stasis-free method through which solar cells were obtained. It was a collaborative research among researchers located at Purdue University, Rice University, and Los Alamos National Laboratory. Professor Ashraf Alam, located at Purdue University, and Aditya D. Mohit, located at Rice University, a pioneer in device physics. They have been awarded multiple awards and honors in recognition of their services. So by this, I would like to end my presentation. In case you have any questions, kindly drop a comment below. If you have any questions related to my research, kindly do drop a comment, or I will share my email in the comment below. So you can email me, and I would like to and I would love to respond. Thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.